materials, tools, and equipment for casting. At the end of this topic, you will be able to list tools, materials, and equipment used for casting. Sketch a typical casting mold. Casting, tools, materials, and equipment. Come, let us first discuss the tools, materials, and equipment used in sand casting. Molding box or flask, box that holds the molding sand. It is open at the top and the bottom. Pattern. It is the replica of the object to be made by the casting process. Shovel. It is used for mixing the molding sand and used for moving it from one place to the other. Riddle. Riddle tool is a screen or sieve used to remove small pieces of metal and foreign particles from the molding sand. Molding sand. Silica-based sand is mixed with clay and oil to improve its cohesive strength and is used in molding. Rammer. Rammer tool is used to compress the molding sand in the flask by ramming. Strike-off bar. It is used to strike off the extra sand from the top of the flask. Draw spike tool. It is used to remove the pattern from the mold. Vent wire. Vent wire is used to make small holes in the sand mold for routing of gases from the cavity. Sprue cutter. It is in the form of a tapered tube which is inserted in the sand to produce the hole after ramming the mold. This facilitates the pouring of molten metal. Slick tool. They are the spoon-shaped trowels used for repairing or smoothing a mold surface and the edges after the pattern has been withdrawn. Lifter. A lifter is a finishing tool used for repairing and finishing the mold sand. Trowel. Tool which is used to shape and smoothen the surfaces of the mold. Bellows. It is used to blow the loose or unwanted sand from the surface and the mold cavity. Clamp. Clamp is used to hold the cope and drag box aligned and firm. Crucible. A crucible is a pot that carries metals for melting in a furnace. Ladle. Main function of ladle is to receive molten metal from the melting furnace and pour into the mold. Similarly, die casting consists of fixed and movable die, short chamber provided with ram, and ejector pin for removing the cast part. Typical casting mold. To sketch the typical casting mold, it is necessary to understand about the various casting processes. First, let us see the sand casting process. Steps involved in sand casting are pattern making, molding, melting and pouring, breaking the mold. Moving on to the shell mold casting process. Sand free from clay is mixed with resin and put into a dump box. Then, the metal pattern is covered as lid. The box is turned over and kept for 15 to 30 seconds. The sand gets coated on the pattern. After hardening, The mold is removed from the pattern with the help of ejector pin. These mold halves are assembled and metal is casted to obtain the desired product. Summary. In this topic, you have learnt about various tools, materials, and equipment used in sand casting. Shovel, trowel, riddle, rammer, draw spike, vent wire, slick tools, bellows, lifter, sprue cutter, strike of bar, pattern, and molding sand. Process involved in the sand casting, die casting, and shell mold casting process.